My boyfriend proposed me in the most romantic way possible. Jake and I loved puzzles. It started as a casual hobby during lockdown, but soon our weekends became dedicated to finding and completing the most challenging ones we could find. One night, he surprised me with a custom puzzle he'd ordered. It was a picture of us on our first vacation together, sitting by a lake at sunset. We spent hours putting it together, laughing at how tricky the sky pieces were. As we neared the end, I noticed one piece was missing. I looked under the table, then at Jake, confused. "Don't tell me we lost a piece," I groaned. Jake grinned and reached into his pocket, pulling out the final piece. But it wasn't part of the picture. It was shaped like a heart, with the words, "Will you marry me?" etched into it. My hands flew to my mouth as he pulled out a ring. "So, what do you think? Want to finish the puzzle with me?" I burst into tears, nodding before he even finished his sentence. That puzzle is now framed in our living room with the heart-shaped piece in the center, a perfect fit, just like us.
Couples have read it. How did you guys meet your soulmate?
One afternoon, I got bored and put an ad up on Yahoo Personals. This was 2001. Some guy got bored and responded to it. We got to talking, and it turned out that even though we lived in different towns and went to different high schools, we knew some of the same people. In fact, his sister and my friend Patrick dated for a while. What makes this sort of adorable is, at one point, Patrick wanted to set me up with him. "You'd love Carrie's brother. He's so much like you, it's crazy." And I turned down that offer because at the time, I did not like blind dates. Carrie's brother, aka the guy I met on Yahoo, and I celebrated our 15th wedding anniversary in April. In a non-related twist, both Carrie and Patrick are gay, as it turned out.
What's a red flag you ignored because the person was attractive?
She didn't have a life outside of me, like she stopped talking or hanging out with her friends and only wanted to hang out with me. I encouraged her to do things by herself or go hang out with her friends, but she didn't want to. At first, she didn't mind that I hung out with my friends, but then, after a couple of months, she's constantly making plans on the days I was going to meet my friends. I had to end it because I just felt suffocated being with someone who didn't understand it's okay to have friends and to do stuff without partner. Also, she was already planning our life together, including her getting off birth control, and that freaked me out.
People have read it. What was the most painful experience for you?
It was supposed to be a quick trip to the farmer's market. We were laughing about something silly. Her laugh was like music, the kind that makes you forget the world. The truck came out of nowhere. One second we were crossing the street, and the next the screech of brakes and a deafening thud filled the air. I turned and she was on the ground. Blood pooled beneath her, staining the bright yellow sundress she'd picked just that morning. Her eyes fluttered open, locking onto mine. "Stay with me, Grace," I choked, pressing my hands to her wound, desperate to stop the bleeding. Her lips curved into a faint smile. "It's okay," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "I love you." Then her eyes closed, and her hand slipped from mine. I sat there in the middle of the street, holding her lifeless body as strangers gathered. Their voices sounded distant and meaningless. Every time I close my eyes, I see her smile, hear her last words. I replay it over and over, wishing I could have done something, anything, to keep her here. But I couldn't save her, and I'll never forgive myself.
I think I'm in love with an 18-year-old guy. A few months ago, I met a guy through mutual friends. We clicked effortlessly, conversations flowing like we'd known each other for years. After a few weeks of texting and late-night calls, I found out that he's only 18. I'm 25. I hesitated, but his maturity and sincerity kept me drawn in. We talked about eventually having intercourse, but I recently found out this weekend that he is a virgin. Although, it's by choice because he's been waiting for someone he genuinely likes, but my guilt crept in. I really do like him, and I know the feelings are mutual, but I feel like the age gap is a bit much for the circumstance. I've had terrible luck with men around my age. Seems like they always turn into jerks. Yet here he was, kind-hearted and authentic, making me feel seen in ways I hadn't before, but doubts lingered. I'm scared one of us will get hurt if we start dating. His warmth was tempting, but was I selfish for wanting it? Am I overthinking, or should I go through with it? I'm a Muslim, and I'm in love with a Christian. I'm a 19-year-old woman, and I'm so lost. For context, I'm in a good relationship for 3 months. Everything is going well with him, and I think he is the one. I've never been treated this good by someone. He is nice, gentle, respectful, and he listens to me when I need it. But the thing is, I'm a Muslim, and he's a Christian. And this is what's getting me mentally destroyed, because I just can't stop thinking, what if I'm not allowed to marry a Christian? And what if I commit haram things with him once we marry? I talked to him about it, and he said, I can practice my religion as I want when we will live together. But what if Allah hates me and makes me go to hell even if I don't quit my religion after our marriage? Why can't I just be happy with my relationship that is perfect? I love him so much. I could end myself if we leave each other for that. I don't properly enjoy our time together anymore because I'm always thinking about this. He said he wanted to stay a Christian when we debated about it. I got an anxiety attack just because he told me he's never going to be a Muslim. I'm trying to learn more about religions, but I can't decide anything. And at this point, I don't even know which religion is real now. I'm beginning to overthink about death. Please, someone help me. I'm 17 years old and dated this 18-year-old guy for 6 months when I was 16. I genuinely thought I was going to marry him. He was everything I had wanted and more. He didn't end up being the guy I thought he was. He lied, made me look bad, and cheated, but I haven't gotten over us. Nothing has ever felt as close to home as him. I'm not like obsessed with him or anything. I don't even think about him frequently, but my friend said something the other day. I know you aren't actively waiting for him, but if he said he missed you, would you go back? I can't really picture my future with anyone else. How do I not think this way? I think I'm catching real feelings for my coworker. I'm 22 and I'm seriously catching feelings for someone I work with. Let's call him Matt. Little background on myself. I don't catch feelings easily. I have lost my last boyfriend to a tragic death and have since found it very difficult to romantically enjoy someone. Matt works for the same company as I do. When I first started, I found him a little attractive, but that was it. The problem isn't that we work together. It's that he's already in a relationship and I don't want to be a homewrecker. I think about Matt almost all day, every day. There's this constant tension between us. The vibes are so natural between us. I feel like he's the type of dude I could talk to for hours. I don't know if how I feel towards him is an emotional connection or if it's just simply cause I like him as a person. I find him very attractive, personality-wise and physically. I genuinely think it's mutual. I've had people around us ask if we are a thing simply because of how he speaks to me. I need advice on how to move forward. I know that morally I cannot make a move on him, so what would you do? I apologize if I sound selfish. I swear it's not meant to.